Alright, hello everybody and welcome to another episode in the Metaversers SMP server. My name's Colin and today we're going to be going to the farm, so grab your overalls and your straw hat and a minecart and head to the station. We're going to select the farm route, which of course is the only selection we've got so far. And we're going to head on out there. You pop the minecart down, hit the button, and you are off. And I will see you there. And we've arrived. Okay, so it's raining. That always bodes well for the lag on the video. But anyways, we've arrived at the farm area out here. It is always, as always on the server, a work in progress. It seems like nothing's ever done. But I like how it's turning out so far. It's evolved quite a bit since I came out here the first time. The way it started was basically I just headed out from the village, and I'll give you a little reference. There's the XP farm and the front gate and all that stuff. I came out here and was just looking for some cows, really, maybe some pigs, and found a few in this area, so I just kind of herded them together here and locked them in a pen. Very humane, I know, and I'll just go ahead and say this so I don't say it 5 times during this video. It's a video game, and while it does allow for kind of the questions of ethical play and realistic world issues to come into the game, they're animals and you got to eat in the game, and so I don't know. It's a kind of a ethically, morally gray area for me. But hopefully they're having a happy life in there. I'd like to think it's a big party. But anyways, that's the animal pen, and we'll get back to that in a second. The new addition out here is the cake room for one, which is just kind of a ridiculous fancy I had one day, and decided I wanted a room full of cake, and well, I got a room full of cake, and there's not much else to it. I don't know if there can be any real use to this room, and it's one of those things. It's kind of like my mom's living room when I was a kid. It was the room that we always looked at, but we never went in. As in, I don't really plan on eating this cake. It's just there for show, so to speak. So, anyways, that's that. A little bit more exciting, hopefully, over here is the automatic wheat farm. And automatic wheat farm works pretty well. I didn't really do too much research. I mean, I had seen this, I think, in a Let's Play, this kind of staggered falling water design. It's pretty standard. I don't think I've intentionally based this design off of anybody else's, but if it's that similar and it's a problem, somebody can let me know. The way I've got it set up is there's water underneath these half slabs all the way up, which is irrigating the left and right sides. And I've got these trenches here, which after the water sweeps down, everything will collect into here and be swept into one of these two channels here. It works pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. The way it works here is here at the back, there are sticky pistons that are holding stone bricks in place. And after I hit the button, they get retracted. Basically, it's basically just a long line, and it goes vertical through some torches and turns off these repeaters, which turn off the pistons, which let the water flow. And really the only question after that is adding enough delay so that all of the stuff falls into the channels, which means that if it didn't all fall into the channels, then I would have to step on the dirt and, of course, re-hoe it and all that. So just trying to make it as easy as possible. It is kind of slow, but it's a pretty high yield. Occasionally things will hop up and hang in this little ledge here. I could fix that with just by taking out one row maybe or column of the iron and moving it up a little bit, but it seems like a lot of work for not a lot of gain. Not a lot of stuff gets stuck up there. So looks like the cycle is over. And you'll see some of it has collected, and then the rest of it will swing around. And it's not a bad haul. I guess I've already got a few on me, but it turns out to be about 3 stacks and maybe most of a stack. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, and 48. Yeah, that's it right on the money. So not a bad haul. Not a bad haul. One full stack of bread and then some to feed the animals is the way I look at it. Normally I replant right afterwards, and I'm not going to do that this time because I'm taking the video. And as always, trying to make a brief video, which I will miserably fail at, so I hope you bear with me. I'm going to hop down and show you just the guts of this real quick, just in case you guys want to see it. But like I said, it's nothing too fancy, nothing too mind-blowing, just a pretty simple system. Ooh, creeper. Hello. There it is. At least it didn't get the door. Oh, and I just realized, I feel bad. My sounds have been off this entire time. I guess I need to light this area up a little bit. Let's see, let's fix this hole real quick. I don't even have enough blocks on me. Oh, am I gonna die in my own demo? Let's play. Okay, I'll get back to this. That was kind of a embarrassing moment. But anyways, here in the guts of the machine, we're just directly under. Here's our channels of water, and of course you can kind of see up into the room from here. The signal comes this way after you hit the button all the way down into an RS NOR latch, a really old school RS NOR latch. I haven't really, there's the new one that's one wide. I guess I say new to me. There's one that's one wide, and it seems a bit more compact. I just haven't really learned it and incorporated it into my stuff yet. And anyways, the signal comes down here and gets sent up, which activates or deactivates the pistons rather. And at the same time, the output of the RS NOR goes into this massive delay line, which comes all the way back around and hits the reset to reset the whole system. So really simple, really simple. So we're going to head back out, avoid the new crater, and go do some animal husbandry, which is probably the most polite term for wholesale slaughter of animals, but I don't want to get too political here. So, let me eat a little bit here. I've already got a pretty full room. I'm going to... Oh, that is no good. One chicken can't hurt. Throw this wheat in here for now. Keep the extra wheat and go in here and do a little feeding. Oh. Uncoordinated today. Uncoordinated. So basically, I just, jump around and get cornered here by all the animals every time. The one thing about feeding animals is once they are inflamed with the passions of love, that is, they've got the hearts, they can be fed multiple times. So you don't want to just completely spam the big group of animals, because you'll probably end up wasting some wheat. And there's no need to do that. Let's see. I think that's pretty good. I guess I'll just go ahead and use up the rest of this wheat if I can. So many animals. And then we do a little bit of destruction. I hope there's no, I hope I'm not offending any PETA or VPETA virtual people for the, no, I messed that joke up. Scratch that. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. Hope I'm not offending any Minecraft vegetarians, which I considered being at first, but, I just want to play the whole game. So, I'm gonna do some more of this, trying not to kill any of the kids, get some chickens, and then I'll come back once I'm done with the collection. Alright, I reckon I've thinned out the numbers quite enough by now, and let's see what we got. 47 beef, not bad, a whole lot of eggs, about a half stack of chickens, not bad. So I don't really need the eggs right now for cake or anything, because I am good and stocked up, so I'm just going to go ahead and recycle those into the system. I'm not really sure about eggs, if there's any kind of best way to distribute them, if there's any kind of pattern or anything that yields better results. I'm pretty sure it's just random, but there you have it. So those guys will grow to be fine adults, and then we'll feed them up and then restart the life cycle. Kind of horrific, but I dwell. Anyways, oh, sorry, buddy. See, that's why you can't be here. Alright, so gonna get back on track here. Gonna start cooking off the food. And I think we'll make some cake while we're out here waiting for that food to cook. If you haven't made cake yet, it's a singularly, I don't know, unique experience. There's a lot of things about cake. I mean, it's part of the game. It's terribly complex. You know, there's a lot of ingredients that go into it with seemingly little benefit because it doesn't heal you very much, and you can't take it with you necessarily because once you put the cake block down, you can't pick it back up. It's only got about 5, I think, or 6 uses before it disappears. But you know, it's part of the game, and I don't know. To me, it's one of those weird things. I just kind of like to decorate with it. You know, new people that come into the server, try to set them up a new chest with some food and some tools, and I usually throw a couple cakes on the side just to it makes everybody smile, whether or not it actually helps out your in-game experience. So I've got the ultimate cruel. I've got this little girl here pinned in. I plan on kind of maybe trying to make this a little bit more humane looking, but I just didn't want to go in here and fight with the masses to try to get milk and come in and out every time, so I just want to make it easier. So we've got 6 buckets of milk, which is enough for 2 pieces of cake. And we're going to come over here to the cake ingredients chest, grab some eggs, some sugar, and the wheat. And let's see, milk on top, wheat on the bottom. Really just need 2 of each, but just trying to go fast here. That's 1 cake. That's 2 cakes, and you get the idea. Without dragging it out, I am going to make a batch of cake, and I will be right back. Alright, so we've got a big batch of cake here, and you know, it's not bad, 10 of them. And I'm just kind of killing time while the rest of this food cooks. We're almost there. I guess I'll take the wheat that I've got from the wheat farm and make a batch of bread. Oh yeah, bread for days. Bread and cake and meat. Sounds like a fully round diet. Let's see, put the wheat back. Got our bread. Everything's kosher there. There we go, steaks. Uno mas. Gracias. And some chicken. So not a bad haul for just a quick trip to the farm. I did not replant. I guess I should have, just to kind of show you how far it comes along and the time we've spent here. So I've got plenty of room in my inventory right now, just because I've made this video and I wanted to have room just to be able to think easier. But a lot of the times when I come out here, I've got a full inventory, and I don't necessarily want to carry the resources that I've gotten on me. I just want to send them back to town. So I came up with this system, which is, well, that is to say, I made this system. I didn't, necessarily come up with it. I'm sure other people have done this kind of thing. But what I've got here is a dispenser that's got minecarts with chests in them. And I'm going to put this here, toss in my goods, and I'm actually going to see if I've got any other feathers. Oh yeah. Take all the feathers and send them back to town too, so we can make arrows with those. And the chicken and the steak. And that's everything. And so with this button, I'm going to send it off to town. And what happens is that line basically meets up with the same one that we came here in, and then it through a switching system, which I'm going to demo here in just a moment. It heads back to town. So let me head back to town with it, and I will see you there. Alright, we've arrived back at the main station, and you know, when we come back in, we end up here. And I didn't want the minecarts with chests to just come into the station normally like a passenger would, just because if let's say I send 2 or 3 chests, they're all gonna kind of pile up and bounce off each other and maybe get stuck in the system and just gum up the works in general. So I basically made a system that switches them. If it's a minecart with a chest, meaning it's going to be traveling slightly slower, it gets detoured, and if it's a person, it just goes on through like normal. And then the chest gets collected in a PEZ dispenser, minecart dispenser. If you guys are familiar with that, I'll show it here in a second. And then if I need it, I just call the minecart, and it'll just come right up to me. And there's all the stuff. So a pretty useful system. You know, not that useful if you've got the inventory space at the moment, but if, you know, you're just trying to maybe work in an area and continually send things back, it's got a capacity of 6 or so. And it seems to work pretty well so far. I just finished it, so wanted to kind of show it off a little bit. I'm going to break now, see how long this video's been going on. It feels like it's been a while. I hope you guys aren't too bored. And if there's time yet, within my upload limit, I'll show you kind of how the PEZ dispenser works. So, bye for now. So it turns out I did have a little time, so I'm going to try to be real brief. This is my creative single-player world. It's just where I try to get some stuff done. It's really good to do a prototype of something, and then, you know, your freedom of movement, freedom of resources, it makes it pretty easy. You'll see, of course, the wheat farm here, prototype. And just like before, it's the same thing, just a little bit more exposed. RS NOR latch and the delay line, which is going through. But the reason we're here is the cart system. So the first thing I wanted to do was be in the farm and be able to send a cart back to the main station. So I came up with this kind of low-profile drop-off. Real simple. It's just a standard, you know, minecart starter, and the only real problem was just getting it to fall right and making sure it would, and finding out the distances for you know, a chested minecart on tracks and how much we would need. And then the second part, you'll see that it turned left, which is where the track is turned currently. Second part was trying to get it so that I needed to distinguish between the minecarts with chests and the minecarts. So I came up with this. It's pretty simple. Minecart with chest goes around, and basically what happens is it hits a detector. Oh, boys, cooperate. Hits a detector rail, which sends a signal around, and this is kind of an inverter right here. There's a torch under this block. And in its default state, of course, it turns to the left, but in its activated state, it turns the track to go forward. And the reason the minecart with chest goes left is because it doesn't make it around in time to, doesn't make it around in time, or it doesn't make it forward in time to go forward. I don't know why that's so awkward to say. But there's the chest. I guess I should put in another thing here. See if I can make it around in a cart by myself. Hey, alright, take 2. Yeah, so if I'm in the chest or in the cart by myself, I go straight through. So that's that. And then the third part is, what do I do with the minecart chests once they get split off? And so I knew I wanted them to come into the main station, which is all sand and sandstone. So came over here and had a couple little ideas. A failed experiment here. I basically just wanted to be able to have them line up somehow and be able to get at them one at a time without having to move around and go collect the, you know, when I break them, when, you know, having to get the chest and the minecart, and just trying to figure out an easy way. And then I remembered, I've been watching a lot of Ethos Lab, which if you don't watch them already, probably the best Minecraft Let's Play on YouTube. in my opinion. And then I gotta, along with that, say the best redstone guy, in my opinion. There's other guys that do great work, but CMB Minecraft. But now that I mentioned them, I saw Etho use this in one of his videos, and it's actually Minecraft Addict's design, I'm pretty sure. That's who I got it from. But it's a PEZ dispenser. It's a Minecraft dispenser. So what happens is you load up your system. Let's say this is the line after I've split the Minecraft or the Minecart chests off. They're heading this way, and so they'll just go up a ramp and fall into a neat stack. Oops. Now they fall into a stack over here. Basically, they just go up the ramp, they hit the block, and fall straight down. And they're sitting on top of a trapdoor, and the trapdoor is one whole block above the powered rail, which is turned on all the time. And what happens is you put it through this monostable circuit, which is basically just power comes in, powers this block, it turns off this torch in one tick, and then this power is now turned off, which comes around and turns this torch on, which then outputs and opens the trapdoor. And then at the same time that when this block gets powered, this repeater gets powered, and it's got a 3-tick delay, so the interim 2 ticks is kind of a really quick pulse to open and close the trapdoor, which you couldn't do with the button because the button stays open for a whole second, which I guess is 10 ticks, and that just doesn't work. So you hook that up with a standard spiral staircase to a button, and you can call a chest up, and it just lands there right for you. So it's pretty nifty. This is just kind of a nice side effect. I accidentally called 2 at one point, and they don't fall all the way back down. They stop right here. So it's kind of nice because if you're not in the cart, it can go through a 1 space. So and that is it. So I hope you learned something from this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too long-winded, even though like I said, it's inevitable every time. And yeah, I'll see you next time.